Imagine a world where legends come to life and ancient relics hold secrets of the past. The hunt for King Arthur's bones is just one part of an incredible journey into history that will challenge everything you thought you knew. From magical tales of knights and chivalry to the relentless quest for the truth, this exploration dives deep into a narrative filled with unexpected twists and profound insights. King Arthur is not just a character in a story, he is a symbol of heroism and chivalry that has captivated hearts for centuries. You might think of him as a king with a sword, ruling from the mystical castle of Camelot. But what if I told you that his legend is both celebrated and shrouded in mystery? Many believe Arthur was a real person, but solid evidence proving his existence remains elusive. Instead, what you'll discover is how the stories of Camelot and the Knights of the Round Table evolved over time, intertwining with various cultures and historical events. These tales often reflect the values and struggles of the times in which they were told. The quest for Arthur's bones challenges our understanding of history itself. The fact that a legendary figure could be the subject of a search over 1,000 years later is both fascinating and perplexing. This isn't just about finding relics, it's about uncovering the truths behind the myths that have captivated people for generations. Historians and archaeologists have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of King Arthur's remains, drawn to the lore that surrounds him. The thrill of discovery can ignite excitement and intrigue, as each excavation can lead to revelations about a long-lost era. You'll learn about significant sites like Glastonbury and Tintagel, places steeped in Arthurian lore, where the past feels almost tangible. In these locations, many excavations have taken place, hoping to unearth artifacts that can provide insight into Arthur's life and times. You'll see how each relic found during these digs tells a story of its own, giving us tangible connections to a world long gone. The significance of these discoveries lies not only in their historical value, but also in how they resonate with our understanding of identity and culture today. As we dive deeper into Glastonbury, you'll learn why it's considered a crucial site in the search for Arthur. Glastonbury Abbey has been linked to numerous Arthurian legends, and in 1191, monks claimed to have discovered what they believed were Arthur's remains. This discovery has since been wrapped in intrigue and controversy. What does this mean for history? The allure of Glastonbury draws many to its mystical landscapes, where legends linger in the air. Each visit seems to connect modern-day pilgrims with the echoes of the past, sparking curiosity and a sense of wonder. Then there's Tintagel Castle. This breathtaking location is often cited as Arthur's birthplace. Its dramatic cliffside setting is not only visually stunning, but also steeped in historical significance. Excavations at Tintagel have yielded significant artifacts that might reshape our understanding of the Arthurian legend. You'll see why this castle remains a popular destination for those seeking truth amidst the myth. What was life like during the supposed time of King Arthur? This is where things get interesting. The realities of Arthur's time were often harsher than the romantic tales suggest. Britain was facing invasions, internal conflicts, and a struggle for power. You'll learn about the societal structure and daily life during this tumultuous period. Understanding the historical context adds depth to the Arthurian tales, helping you separate myth from historical fact. This is essential because many legends have evolved over centuries, obscuring the truth about King Arthur's life and legacy. Historians debate the existence of Arthur as a historical figure. This ongoing debate raises questions about what we believe and how we understand history. As you journey through the search for his bones, you'll encounter unexpected revelations that challenge conventional wisdom about this legendary king. As you explore other legendary relics, you'll uncover more fascinating stories. Legends like Excalibur and the Holy Grail also fuel the imagination. Each relic carries its own fascinating backstory, drawing people into the allure of the unknown. Search for these relics often leads to unexpected adventures, showcasing humanity's enduring fascination with the past. These legends, including Arthur's, inspire curiosity and a desire to uncover hidden truths. Modern technology has significantly changed the landscape of archaeology, impacting how we search for ancient relics. Tools like ground-penetrating radar allow researchers to explore potential sites without disturbing the ground. You'll see how technological innovations provide new insights into historical timelines, opening doors to uncovering lost treasures. However, with every search comes the possibility of hoaxes. The quest for Arthur has attracted its share of fabrications and scams. Each hoax raises questions about authenticity in archaeology, influencing public perception and trust. Understanding these fabrications reveals the importance of skepticism in historical inquiry. Myths like King Arthur's are significant to cultures worldwide. They offer valuable insights into cultural values and beliefs, resonating through generations. You'll see how these stories inspire art, literature, and modern storytelling, connecting us to our shared human experience. As you learn about the most surprising theories regarding Arthur's remains, you'll find various locations across Britain have been suggested as burial sites. Some of these theories may seem outlandish, yet they spark curiosity and discussion about the legendary figure. How have King Arthur's tales influenced modern culture? These stories appear in countless films, books, and shows, adapting to contemporary themes and societal issues. You'll discover how Arthurian legends continue to captivate audiences, showcasing their enduring appeal. Historians play a crucial role in uncovering the truth truth about King Arthur. Their work helps clarify the line between fact and fiction, employing critical thinking to sift through evidence and find factual bases for legends. Understanding their methods enhances your view of history and emphasizes the importance of rigorous inquiry. Why do people remain obsessed with King Arthur and his stories? The mystery surrounding Arthur captivates audiences across generations. You'll learn about themes of heroism and adventure, as well as the desire to connect with the past through legendary figures. The search for Arthur's bones remains a prospect filled with excitement and anticipation. As ongoing archaeological efforts promise new discoveries, you'll see how fresh insights and methods may lead to breakthroughs that could reshape our understanding of this iconic figure. Exploring related legends like Robin Hood and Hercules also invites curiosity about their historical quests. Each legend enriches our understanding of myth and history, weaving a complex The legacy of Arthur continues to inspire scholars and enthusiasts alike. As you ponder the future of Arthur's legacy, you'll learn about the potential for new discoveries and insights that will keep the spirit of this legendary figure alive. The journey of discovery remains as important as the destination, fueling our fascination with history and encouraging us to seek out the stories that shape our world today. The search for King Arthur's remains ignites excitement not only among historians but also among treasure hunters and enthusiasts. How did this quest for the legendary king's bones become such a captivating endeavor? Archaeologists have long been drawn to the enigmatic legend of King Arthur, a figure steeped in history and myth. The thrill of potentially uncovering something that could connect us directly to this legendary king captivates the imagination. Think about it. The possibility of finding evidence that could reshape our understanding of history itself is an exhilarating prospect. Excavations have taken place at several locations tied to Arthurian tales. Sites like Glastonbury and Tintagel have become focal points for those seeking clues about Arthur's life and death. These places are not just historical, they are steeped in the lore of Camelot, the Knights of the Round Table, and of course King Arthur himself. The idea that the remains of such a significant figure might lie beneath the soil of these storied locations makes the search all the more compelling. As you learn about the history of Glastonbury, you'll discover that it is believed to be the burial place of Arthur. In 1191, monks claimed to have found Arthur's grave, an announcement that sparked considerable intrigue. This discovery has been wrapped in mystery and debate ever since, raising questions about its authenticity and what it might mean for the legacy of King Arthur. The allure of Glastonbury remains, drawing visitors who are enchanted by the stories and the promise of discovery. Meanwhile, Tintagel, with its dramatic cliffside views and ancient ruins, is often cited as Arthur's birthplace. Its stunning location alone makes it a must-visit site, but the recent excavations there have added another layer of excitement. Findings at Tintagel, including artifacts that suggest a rich and complex history, might provide new insights into Arthurian legends. You'll see that the quest for Arthur's bones has become more than just a search for remains. It represents the ongoing fascination with how history intertwines with myth and how our understanding of figures like Arthur evolves over time. The very essence of the Arthurian legend speaks to our collective imagination, igniting our curiosity about who he was and what his legacy might mean today. But what does the search for these ancient relics tell us about society's desire to connect with the past? The answer lies in our innate curiosity. People are drawn to stories of heroism and adventure, and the quest for King Arthur's bones embodies that spirit. It encourages exploration, not just of physical places, but of ideas and beliefs that have persisted through centuries. This quest attracts not only archaeologists, but also treasure hunters, enthusiasts, and dreamers alike. The allure of possibly uncovering a piece of the Arthurian legend brings together people from all walks of life, each with their own interpretation of what Arthur represents. As you dive deeper into this exploration, you'll realize that the search for Arthur's bones is about more than finding remains. It's about understanding our place in history and the stories that shape our identity. Each excavation, each rumor of discovery serves as a reminder of our shared fascination with the past. This journey of discovery continues to captivate and inspire people worldwide. The search for King Arthur's bones is not just a search for relics, it's a journey that connects us with the myths and legends that have shaped our cultural landscape. In the end, the question remains, what lies beneath the surface of these ancient sites? As new excavations begin and technology advances, the answers may soon come to light, reshaping our understanding of one of history's most enduring figures. The adventure is just beginning. What secrets will the search for King Arthur's bones unveil next? Imagine a world where legends come to life and ancient relics hold secrets of the past. The hunt for King Arthur's bones is just one part of an incredible journey into history that will challenge everything you thought you knew. What if I told you that the quest for King Arthur's remains has captivated historians, treasure hunters, and enthusiasts alike? This search not only seeks to find bones, but also to uncover truths about our history and the legends that shape our culture. Now, let's delve into the heart of the matter, the legend of King Arthur. What makes him such an enduring figure in history and legend? King Arthur is not just a name. He symbolizes heroism, chivalry, and the ideals of knighthood. His stories, steeped in the lore of Camelot and the Knights of the Round Table, have traveled through time, captivating audiences worldwide. But here's the twist. Many believe Arthur was a real person, though evidence to support this is surprisingly scarce. This revelation sets sets the stage for your journey into the origins of Arthurian legends and how they've evolved over centuries. You'll uncover how the quest for Arthur's bones challenges our understanding of history itself. The search for King Arthur's remains has ignited excitement across the globe. Archaeologists and historians have found themselves drawn to this legendary figure, inspired by the tales that have endured through time. Excavations have taken place in various locations linked to Arthurian tales, with famous sites like Glastonbury and Tintagel at the forefront. These places are not merely historical markers. They are steeped in the rich tapestry of Arthurian lore. The thrill of possibly finding Arthur's bones captivates the imagination of treasure hunters and history buffs alike, making this search not just a quest for relics, but a pursuit of dreams and legends. Now, let's talk about the role of artifacts in history. What can ancient relics teach us about the past? Artifacts are like time capsules, offering tangible connections to historical figures and events. Each object tells a story, helping historians piece together the lives of ancient peoples and their cultures. For instance, the significance of a single relic found during excavations can reveal insights into daily life, societal values, and cultural practices of a bygone era. Examining these artifacts can spark debates over their authenticity and historical accuracy, highlighting the delicate dance between myth and reality in our understanding of the past. As we turn our gaze to Glastonbury, we must ask, why is this site considered crucial in the search for King Arthur? Glastonbury Abbey is entwined with numerous Arthurian legends, particularly the tale of Arthur's grave. In 1191, monks claim to have discovered this grave, an assertion filled with intrigue and controversy that has sparked both curiosity and skepticism over the centuries. This discovery's implications on history are profound, and many continue to visit Glastonbury, drawn by its mystical reputation and the legends that permeate its very soil. Now let's explore Tintagel Castle. What role does it play in the Arthurian legends? According to some accounts, Tintagel is believed to be Arthur's birthplace. Its dramatic cliffside setting overlooking the turbulent sea adds to its mystique. Excavations at Tintagel have unearthed significant artifacts that may reshape our understanding of Arthur. This iconic castle remains a popular destination for those who seek the truth behind the legend, blending history and myth in an enchanting narrative. Next, we need to understand the historical context of Arthur's time. What was life like during this supposed era? Arthur's time is often romanticized in stories of valor and nobility, but the reality was far harsher. Britain faced invasions, internal conflicts, and societal upheaval. By learning about the daily lives of people during this time, you can appreciate the complexities that shape the Arthurian tales. It becomes essential to separate myth from historical fact as we navigate through this rich tapestry of narratives. The conflict between myth and reality raises a critical question. How do we differentiate between the myths surrounding Arthur and historical truths? Many legends have evolved over the centuries, often obscuring the truth. Oral traditions play a vital role in shaping our understanding of history, and historians continue to debate the existence of Arthur as a historical figure. The search for his bones prompts questions about what we believe and leads us on a journey of unexpected revelations about truth and myth. As we delve deeper, you'll discover other legendary relics that share a mysterious aura similar to Arthur's bones. Legends about Excalibur and the Holy Grail, for example, abound in stories that have captivated hearts and minds for generations. Each relic carries its own fascinating backstory and significance, reflecting humanity's enduring fascination with the past. The search for these relics often leads to unexpected adventures and highlights our quest for knowledge and understanding. Modern technology plays a significant role in archaeology today. How has it changed the search for ancient relics? Tools like ground-penetrating radar have revolutionized the field, allowing archaeologists to locate potential sites without invasive excavation. Innovations in dating methods provide new insights into historical timelines, expanding our understanding of the past. The impact of technology on archaeology is profound and exciting, opening up possibilities for uncovering relics that may have otherwise remained hidden. However, the quest for Arthur has also attracted its fair share of hoaxes and fakes over the years. What notable scams have emerged in this search? Each hoax raises important questions about authenticity and how we perceive archaeology. You'll learn about some of the most infamous scams and the lessons they teach us about critical thinking and skepticism. Sequences of these hoaxes can significantly affect public perception and highlight the need for discernment in historical inquiry. The importance of myths like King Arthur's cannot be overstated. Why are they significant to cultures worldwide? Myths offer valuable insights into cultural values and beliefs, resonating through generations. They inspire art, literature, and modern storytelling, weaving connections between past and present. Understanding their impact can deepen our appreciation of culture, revealing the shared human experience that binds us all. Exploring unlikely places for Arthur's remains opens up a fascinating discussion. What are some surprising theories about where his bones might be found? Various locations across Britain have been suggested, and some theories may seem outlandish yet intriguing. The possibility that Arthur's remains might be hidden in plain sight adds a thrilling layer to the quest for truth. Each theory offers a unique twist to the Arthurian legend, turning the search into a captivating mystery. The cultural impact of Arthurian legends is immense. How have King Arthur's tales influenced modern culture? From films to literature, Arthurian Arthurian legends appear in countless adaptations. You'll learn how these stories adapt to contemporary themes, showcasing their enduring appeal. Understanding this influence enhances your appreciation of media and keeps the spirit of the legend alive. Historians play a vital role in unraveling myths. How do they approach the challenge of uncovering the truth about King Arthur? Historians sift through evidence, striving to find factual basis for the legends we know today. Their critical thinking and methodologies help clarify the line between fact and fiction, enhancing our view of history. They remain key figures in deciphering our past and shaping our understanding of significant figures like King Arthur. As we examine public fascination with the Arthurian legends, we ask, why do people continue to be obsessed with King Arthur and his stories? The mystery surrounding Arthur captivates audiences across generations, appealing to themes of heroism and adventure. This fascination reflects a desire for meaning and identity, inviting exploration into the tales that connect us to our shared human experience. Looking toward the future, what might the search for King Arthur's bones hold? Ongoing archaeological efforts promise new discoveries, and fresh insights may lead to breakthroughs that reshape our understanding of Arthur. The quest for relics is far from over, keeping the spirit of adventure alive and continuing to captivate those who seek to uncover the past. Finally, related legends often inspire similar searches for relics. What other legendary figures have sparked similar quests? Legends like Robin Hood and Hercules fuel treasure hunts, inviting curiosity and excitement about history. Exploring these related figures expands our understanding of myth and history, enriching the tapestry of our cultural heritage. The search for Arthur's bones will continue to inspire scholars and enthusiasts, shaping future historical inquiries. Understanding the past prepares us for future explorations, reminding us that the journey of discovery is as important as the destination. This ongoing quest for knowledge fuels our fascination with history, ensuring that the legend of King Arthur remains alive in our hearts and minds. Imagine a world where legends come to life and ancient relics hold secrets of the past. The hunt for King Arthur's bones is just one part of an incredible journey into history that will challenge everything you thought you knew. What if I told you that the quest for King Arthur's remains has not only sparked excitement among historians, but has also become a captivating saga that blurs the lines between myth and reality? Today we will uncover how this search ignites curiosity and what it means for our understanding of history. As we dive into the story, let's explore the search for King Arthur's remains. You may wonder how this pursuit has managed to capture the imagination of so many people. Archaeologists and historians have been drawn to the legend of King Arthur, searching for clues and evidence that could point to his existence. Locations steeped in Arthurian tales have become hotspots for excavations, with famous sites like Glastonbury and Tintagel taking center stage. Glastonbury is particularly fascinating, often linked with a mystical narrative of Arthur. How its allure draws in treasure hunters and enthusiasts alike, all hoping to uncover a piece of this legendary puzzle. You'll soon learn how the very fabric of these locations is woven with stories of knights, magic, and the eternal quest for truth. The idea of finding Arthur's bones captivates the imagination and encourages many to ponder not just who Arthur was, but also what he represents in our collective cultural memory. Now, let's focus on the significance of artifacts in history. Can ancient relics really teach us about our past? Think of artifacts as tangible connections to the figures and events that shaped our world. When archaeologists unearth an object, they aren't just finding a piece of the past, they're holding a story in their hands. These relics help historians piece together the lives of ancient peoples, offering insights into their cultures, beliefs, and daily lives. For instance, imagine a simple cup found at a dig site. It might seem mundane, but it could reveal information about trade routes, social status, and even dietary habits of the people who once used it. You'll discover how examining these objects can spark debates over authenticity and historical accuracy. The discussions surrounding these artifacts show how history is not a set-in-stone narrative, but rather an ever-evolving story shaped by new discoveries and interpretations. Now let's travel to Glastonbury and uncover why it's considered a crucial site in the search for Arthur. The tales linked to Glastonbury Abbey are numerous and compelling. In 1191, monks claim to have discovered the grave of King Arthur, a declaration that stirred excitement and skepticism. The story of this alleged grave is steeped in intrigue and controversy. Was it a genuine discovery, or was it an elaborate tale to attract pilgrims and wealth? You'll learn how this discovery, whether fact or fiction, has left a lasting impact on history. Many people still visit Glastonbury, drawn by its mystical reputation, hoping to catch a glimpse of the legendary past. This pilgrimage not only signifies a search for Arthur's bones, but also an exploration of faith, history, and the human desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. Next, we arrive at Tintagel Castle. What role does this majestic location play in the Arthurian legends? Tintagel is believed by some to be Arthur's birthplace, lending it an air of historical significance. The dramatic cliffs and the sea crashing against them create a breathtaking backdrop that complements the legends. Excavations at Tintagel have revealed important artifacts that could reshape our understanding of Arthur. You'll see how these discoveries enhance our knowledge and may even lead us to rethink the narratives we've been taught. The castle remains a popular destination for those seeking the truth about King Arthur and his legacy, embodying the intersection of history, myth, and the allure of adventure. As we examine the historical context of Arthur's time, it's crucial to ask, what was life really like during this era? Arthur's time is often romanticized in tales of bravery and noble deeds, but the reality was far from idyllic. Britain faced numerous invasions and internal conflicts during this tumultuous period. You'll learn about the societal structure, daily life, and the various challenges people faced. Understanding this context adds depth to the Arthurian tales, making it essential to separate the myth from the historical fact. Did you know that many elements of the Arthurian legends were likely influenced by the political and social upheaval of the time? This intersection of reality and legend creates a rich tapestry that informs our understanding of the past. How do we differentiate between the myths surrounding Arthur and historical truths? Many legends have evolved over centuries, obscuring the truth and transforming Arthur into a nearly mythical figure. You'll see how oral traditions play a crucial role in shaping our understanding of history. Historians continue to debate the existence of Arthur as a real person, raising fundamental questions about what we believe. This exploration of myth versus reality leads to unexpected revelations about truth and fiction. For example, most people think of Arthur as a valiant king leading knights in shining armor, but the reality may be more nuanced and complex. This journey into the past will not only entertain but also challenge your perceptions of what you think you know. Alongside Arthur, other legendary relics are shrouded in mystery. Wax capture the imagination like Arthur's bones. Legends abound regarding items such as Excalibur and the Holy Grail, each with its own backstory and significance. These relics are not just objects. They represent the values, dreams, and fears of the cultures that created them. You'll discover how these relics continue to ignite passion and intrigue, propelling many to search for their truths. The stories surrounding these items often lead to unexpected adventures and highlight humanity's enduring fascination with the past. How has modern technology changed the search for ancient relics? The field of archaeology has evolved dramatically, especially with tools like ground-penetrating radar. This technology allows archaeologists to locate potential sites without disturbing the earth. You'll see how innovations in dating methods provide fresh insights into historical timelines, opening new possibilities for uncovering the past. The impact of technology on archaeology is profound, changing how we approach discoveries and what we can learn from them. This evolution underscores the importance of continuing to innovate as we seek to uncover the truths of our history. However, the quest for Arthur has also attracted a host of hoaxes over the years. What hoaxes have emerged in this search? The quest for King Arthur has seen its share of scams and fabrications, with each hoax raising important questions about authenticity. You'll learn about some of the most notorious scams and the lessons they impart about skepticism in archaeology. These fabrications affect public perception, leading to a greater need for discernment in our understanding of historical narratives. Understanding these hoaxes reveals the challenges historians face in maintaining integrity while exploring the past. The importance of myths like King Arthur's extends beyond mere storytelling. Why are they significant to cultures worldwide? Myths offer valuable insights into cultural values, beliefs, and collective aspirations. You'll see how these stories resonate through generations, inspiring art, literature, and modern storytelling. Understanding their impact allows us to appreciate how these tales connect us to our shared human experience. Myths like King Arthur's transcend time, enriching our understanding of identity and culture. As we ponder the most surprising theories about where Arthur's bones might be found, various locations across Britain have been suggested as potential burial sites. You'll uncover theories that may seem far-fetched yet captivating, each offering a unique twist on the Arthurian legend. The idea that Arthur's remains might be hidden in plain sight adds an enticing layer to the search, proving that the quest for Arthur remains a captivating mystery. This element of intrigue fuels our desire to learn more about the legendary king and what he represents. The cultural impact of the Arthurian legends cannot be overstated. How have King Arthur's tales influenced modern culture? From movies to books, Arthurian legends appear in a myriad of adaptations, demonstrating their lasting appeal. You'll learn how these stories evolve to reflect contemporary themes and values. Understanding this influence can enhance your appreciation of the media you consume and the stories that resonate with you. These adaptations serve to keep the spirit of the legend alive, weaving King Arthur into the fabric of modern storytelling. Historians play a vital role in unraveling myths. How do they approach the challenge of uncovering the truth about King Arthur? Historians carefully sift through evidence, seeking factual bases for the legends we know today. You'll see how their critical thinking and methodologies clarify the line between fact and fiction. Their work is essential in helping us discern what may be real from what is merely part of the mythologies. By understanding their methods, you can gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of history and the figures that inhabit it. The mystery surrounding King Arthur captivates audiences across generations. Why do people continue to be obsessed with King Arthur and his stories? The themes of heroism, adventure, and the quest for identity invite exploration into the tales that connect us to our shared human experience. This fascination reflects a deep-rooted desire for meaning and connection, drawing people into the stories of legendary figures. Arthurian stories remain a powerful source of inspiration, inviting us to explore their enduring appeal. As we look to the future, what might the search for King Arthur's bones hold? ongoing archaeological efforts promise exciting new discoveries. You'll see how fresh insights and methods may lead to breakthroughs in understanding the elusive king. The quest for relics continues, reminding us that history is an ever-unfolding narrative. Each step forward in this journey keeps the spirit of adventure alive, ensuring that King Arthur's story remains vibrant and relevant. Other legendary figures have inspired similar searches for relics, including Robin Hood and Hercules. What other legendary figures fuel treasure hunts? You'll discover parallels in these stories, each inviting curiosity and excitement about history. Exploring related figures expands our understanding of myth and history, enriching the tapestry of our cultural heritage. These connections remind us of the collective human experience that shapes our beliefs and values. What lies ahead for King Arthur's legacy? The search for his bones will continue to inspire scholars and enthusiasts alike, shaping future historical inquiries. Understanding the past prepares us for future explorations, emphasizing that the journey of discovery is as crucial as the destination. This ongoing quest for knowledge fuels our fascination with history, ensuring that the legend of King Arthur endures in our hearts and minds. What role does Tintagel Castle play in the Arthurian legends? This ancient site is not just a picturesque ruin, but is steeped in myth and history. According to some legends, Tintagel is believed to be the birthplace of King Arthur, adding a layer of significance to its already dramatic setting. Nestled on the rugged coast of Cornwall, this castle offers breathtaking views of the sea, creating a backdrop that feels like something out of a storybook. In the early 13th century, a writer named Geoffrey of Monmouth immortalized Tintagel in his Tales of Arthur, claiming it as the site of Arthur's birth. This association has since attracted countless visitors, all eager to connect with the legend. However, is there any truth to these claims? The answer might surprise you. Excavations at Tintagel have uncovered significant artifacts that challenge and reshape our understanding of Arthur and the historical context in which these stories were crafted. Among the findings at Tintagel are remnants of a luxurious building, suggesting that the site was once a thriving center of trade and power. These discoveries point to a level of sophistication in Arthurian Britain that many might not expect. Imagine holding a piece of history that connects you to the very tales you grew up hearing, but it also raises questions about the historical accuracy of the legends. Did Arthur really walk these lands, or is he merely a fictional creation embellished over the years? What's truly fascinating is that the castle remains a popular destination for those seeking the truth about King Arthur. Tourists come from all over, drawn by the allure of the legendary king and the breathtaking scenery. However, many visitors might not realize that the real story of Tintagel is as much about the people who live there as it is about the king himself. The blend of history and myth at Tintagel creates a compelling narrative. While many believe Arthur to be a heroic figure of legend, the reality of the time in which he is said to have lived was marked by invasions and political strife. Understanding the societal context is crucial in grasping why such legends arose in the first place. In exploring the significance of Tintagel, we also uncover the human desire to connect with stories that give meaning to our existence. The legend of Arthur, whether fact or fiction, serves as a powerful reminder of our shared history and aspirations. It's about the search for identity and belonging that resonates deeply within us all. Now, let's delve into how this context adds depth to the Arthurian tales. Many people romanticize the concept of chivalry and heroism associated with Arthur. However, the truth may be far more complex. Arthur's time, often idealized in stories of knights and bravery, was also filled with hardship and conflict. The societal structure during this era was far from perfect. Britain faced constant threats from various tribes and invaders, leading to a climate of uncertainty and fear. It's essential to separate myth from historical fact. You may be surprised to learn that while King Arthur is a symbol of nobility, the real-life figures of that time were grappling with issues of survival and power dynamics. As we seek to understand the line between myth and reality, it's crucial to examine the evolution of these legends. Many people think of Arthur as a knight in shining armor leading his brave knights against evil, but the reality is that such portrayals were likely embellished over time, influenced by the needs and desires of the people who told these tales. The stories have morphed, shaped by the oral traditions that kept them alive across generations. What's compelling is that the search for his bones raises profound questions about what we believe to be true. Are we clinging to these legends because they provide comfort and hope in a tumultuous world? While the allure of King Arthur captivates our imagination, it's important to remember that many legendary figures have similarly captivating stories. Other relics, such as Excalibur or the Holy Grail, are also steeped in mystery. What can we learn from these relics that are shrouded in their own enigmas? Legends abound about Excalibur, the sword of power that Arthur supposedly wielded. Each relic, like Arthur, has a fascinating backstory and significance that connects deeply to human values and aspirations. You'll discover how these relics continue to capture imaginations, prompting people to search for their truths. The stories of these legendary artifacts remind us of the magic that lies in our history, shaping our culture and identity. As we consider the modern implications of these stories, it's essential to acknowledge how technology has changed the search for ancient relics. The advancement in archaeological methods has revolutionized our understanding of history. Tools like ground-penetrating radar allow archaeologists to explore sites without disturbing the earth, earth, providing opportunities to discover potential relics that could alter our perception of the past. Imagine the thrill of uncovering a piece of history without even digging. This technological shift opens new possibilities for understanding our past, proving that the quest for knowledge is ongoing and evolving. The impact of technology on archaeology is profound and exciting, enabling us to connect with our history in ways previously unimaginable. However, the quest for Arthur has not been without its pitfalls. The search has attracted its fair share of hoaxes and fakes over the years. As we delve into the darker side of this pursuit, it's crucial to understand how these hoaxes can affect public perception of archaeology and history. You'll learn about some notable scams that have emerged in the search for King Arthur's relics, raising important questions about authenticity. Each hoax teaches us valuable lessons about skepticism and discernment in our quest for truth. Understanding these fabrications sheds light on the challenges historians face in maintaining integrity while exploring the past. Myths, like King Arthur's, are significant to cultures worldwide, offer valuable insights into cultural values, beliefs, and aspirations. You'll see how these stories resonate through generations, inspiring art, literature, and modern storytelling. As we examine the importance of myths in our culture, it becomes clear that they connect us to our shared human experience. They transcend time, providing us with narratives that help define who we are. Myths are not merely tales. They are the threads that weave together the fabric of our societies. Now let's consider the surprising theories about where Arthur's bones might be found. Various locations across Britain have been suggested as burial sites, each offering unique twists on the Arthurian legend. Some theories seem outlandish yet intriguing, prompting the imagination to run wild. The idea that Arthur's remains could be hidden in plain sight adds an enticing layer to the search. This captivating mystery continues to draw attention and spark debate among scholars and enthusiasts alike. The search for Arthur is not merely about discovering a body, it is about uncovering the truths that connect us to our past. As we explore the cultural impact of the Arthurian legends, it becomes evident that they have influenced modern culture in profound ways. Arthurian tales appear in countless films, books, and shows, adapting to contemporary themes and values. Understanding this influence can enhance your appreciation of the media you consume and the stories that resonate with you. The enduring appeal of Arthurian stories invites us to reflect on our values, aspirations, and the timeless struggle between good and evil. Historians play a crucial role in unraveling the complexities of myths like King Arthur. They sift through evidence to find factual bases for legends, helping us discern fact from fiction. You'll see how their critical thinking and methodologies clarify the line between reality and myth. By understanding their methods, you can gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of history and the figures that inhabit it. Historians remind us that the past is not just a collection of dates and events. It is a vibrant narrative filled with real people and their stories. As we conclude our exploration, it's important to ask why people continue to be fascinated with King Arthur and his stories. The mystery surrounding Arthur captivates audiences across generations, reflecting a deep-rooted desire for meaning and connection. This fascination reveals our longing to explore the unknown, to see connections to the past through legendary figures. The enduring appeal of Arthurian stories invites us to dive deeper into the myths that have shaped our identities and values. Looking to the future, what might the search for King Arthur's bones hold? Ongoing archaeological efforts promise exciting new discoveries, each one a potential breakthrough in our understanding of the legendary king. Fresh insights and methods may lead us to reshape our perceptions of Arthur and the world in which he is said to have lived. The quest for relics continues, reminding us that history is an ever-unfolding narrative filled with possibilities. As we explore related legends and their searches, we find parallels with figures like Robin Hood and Hercules, each fueling treasure hunts and quests for truth. These connections enrich the tapestry of our cultural heritage, expanding our understanding of myth and history. Finally, what lies ahead for King Arthur's legacy? The search for his bones will continue to inspire scholars and enthusiasts alike. Understanding the past prepares us for future explorations, emphasizing that the journey of discovery is as crucial as the destination. This ongoing quest for knowledge fuels our fascination with history, ensuring that the legend of King Arthur endures in our hearts and minds. What was life like during the supposed time of King Arthur? This question is more complex than it seems. Most people envision Arthur's era as a time of noble knights and chivalric quests, yet the reality was far harsher. The historical context of Arthur's time reveals a Britain fraught with invasions, conflict, and social upheaval. As you think about Arthur's legendary reign, picture a landscape scarred by battles and invasions. While stories of Camelot might evoke images of grandeur and elegance, the actual living conditions were often grim. Britain faced raids from Saxons, Picts, and Scots, leading to a constant struggle for survival among its inhabitants. Can you imagine being a peasant in that time, trying to defend your home from marauding invaders? The societal structure of Arthur's time was also quite different from what we often romanticize. Most people lived in small communities and relied on agriculture for their survival. Villages were typically isolated, with the local lord overseeing the land. The concept of knighthood was emerging, but it was far from the idealized version we see in modern tales. The knights of Arthur's legends were not just noble warriors. rulers. They were often drawn from the elite classes, with loyalties deeply tied to their lords. Interestingly, the lives of women during this period were shaped by the social hierarchy. While some tales portray powerful female figures like Guinevere or Morgan Le Fay, the reality for most women was one of subservience. They had limited rights and were expected to manage the household while men fought in wars. However, a rare fact you may not know is that some women wielded considerable influence as landowners or noble consorts, challenging the traditional gender roles of their time. Understanding the historical context enriches our appreciation for the Arthurian tales. The legends reflect not just heroic exploits but also the societal struggles of the era. Many of the conflicts faced by Arthur and his knights, such as betrayal, loyalty, and the quest for honor, echo the real-life challenges of the time. This blend of myth and reality compels us to consider how these stories served as a reflection of the hopes and fears of the people. A strange fact that may surprise you is that the legend of Arthur emerged during a time of great uncertainty. The 5th to 6th centuries, when Arthur is said to have lived, were marked by the decline of Roman influence in Britain. As a result, local leaders like Arthur may have risen in response to external threats, becoming symbols of resistance against invasions. The legend of Arthur thus served as a rallying point for communities striving to unify against common enemies. Now let's delve deeper into how these tales evolved over time. Most people think of Arthur as merely a mythic king, but the reality is that his character has transformed significantly across centuries. The earliest stories were likely oral traditions passed down through generations, shaped by the cultural and political climates of their times. The role of bards and storytellers was crucial. They embellished tales of heroism, romance, and valor to capture the imaginations of their audiences. Historians debate the existence of Arthur as a historical figure, and this uncertainty leads to captivating discussions about truth and myth. Some suggest that Arthur may have been based on multiple historical leaders, blending their traits into a single legendary character. This theory highlights the dynamic nature of storytelling, where characters can morph into symbols that embody collective aspirations and values. Yet, the search for Arthur's bones adds another layer of intrigue. Many enthusiasts are drawn to this quest, fueled by the desire to uncover the truth behind the legend. This pursuit connects back to our earlier discussions about the significance of artifacts. Ancient relics serve as tangible links to historical figures and events, bridging the gap between myth and reality. Each relic uncovered during excavations holds stories of its own, providing insights into daily life and societal values of that time. For example, artifacts found at Tintagel, believed to be Arthur's birthplace, reveal the site's importance in trade and social interactions. They also raise questions about the people who lived there and how their lives might have intertwined with the legendary tales of King Arthur. As we examine the mysteries surrounding Glastonbury and Tintagel, it's essential to consider how these locations shape the Arthurian narrative. Glastonbury Abbey is a site steeped in legend, claiming to house the grave of Arthur himself. But what if this claim is merely another layer of myth? Many believe the story was constructed to attract pilgrims seeking solace in the legend of Arthur. Intriguingly, the tales of Arthur have influenced not just historical discourse but also modern culture. They appear in films, literature, and art, adapting to contemporary themes while maintaining their core elements of heroism and chivalry. These adaptations keep the spirit of the legend alive, reminding us of the power of storytelling in shaping our understanding of the past. As we seek to separate myth from historical fact, we must grapple with the nature of legends themselves. They often emerge in response to societal needs and desires, encapsulating the hopes of the people. Arthur's tale resonates with themes of unity, valor, and the eternal struggle between good and evil, which continue to hold relevance today. In our quest to understand the historical context of Arthur's time, we uncover the complex interplay between history and myth. The reality of life during this period was often harsh, yet the legends that emerged provided inspiration and hope for generations. By examining these tales through a historical lens, we can appreciate the resilience of the human spirit, mirrored in the stories we continue to tell. As we delve deeper into the Arthurian legends, let's consider the broader implications of these narratives. They not only serve as entertainment, but also offer profound insights into the human experience. The quest for Arthur's bones and the search for truth in legends remind us that history is not merely a record of events, but a tapestry of stories that shape our identities. Conclusion: the historical context of Arthur's time enriches our understanding of the legends. It invites us to reflect on the complexities of the past and the enduring power of storytelling. As we continue our journey through the Arthurian tales, let's remain open to the mysteries and lessons they hold, knowing that each story we explore adds another layer to our collective history. How do we differentiate between the myths surrounding King Arthur and historical truths? This question is at the heart of many discussions about one of history's most famous figures. Most people think of King Arthur as a legendary hero, a chivalrous knight surrounded by the Knights of the Round Table. However, the reality of his existence is far murkier, clouded by centuries of storytelling and embellishment. To navigate through this fog of legend and fact, we need to consider the evolution of Arthurian tales. Many legends have developed over the centuries, obscuring the original stories and intentions behind them. For instance, you might be surprised to learn that the earliest mentions of Arthur appear in texts like the Historia Britannicum, written by a monk named Nennius in the 9th century. But even then, Arthur is described more as a warrior than the king we envision today. This leads us to ponder, was he even a singular figure at all, or a composite of various leaders from a tumultuous time? Times have debated the existence of King Arthur for years, and the search for his bones raises even more questions about what we believe. On one hand, some historians argue that Arthur could represent a real figure who unified tribes against invading forces, particularly the Saxons. On the other hand, the more fantastical elements of the stories, like magical swords and enchanted quests, blur the line between fact and fiction. The journey of distinguishing myth from reality reveals unexpected insights into the cultural psyche of those who told and retold these tales. Strange facts emerge when you dig deeper into Arthurian legends. Did you know that in the medieval period, it was common for bards to adapt stories to suit the tastes and morals of their audiences? This means that the tales we know today are likely a patchwork of various influences, stitched together to teach lessons, promote ideals, or simply entertain. The very act of storytelling became a means of preserving history, albeit in a modified form. One controversial point of discussion among scholars is the idea that the notion of King Arthur was deliberately crafted to instill a sense of national identity. During the tumultuous periods of the late medieval era, England faced threats from both within and outside its borders. Some argue that Arthur's character was embellished to foster unity among the fractured kingdoms, presenting him as an ideal king who embodied the virtues of chivalry and loyalty. Does this manipulation of history mean that our understanding of Arthur is inherently flawed? When examining the tales, it's crucial to recognize how oral traditions shape our understanding of history. These stories evolved, gaining embellishments and nuances with each retelling. For example, the introduction of the character of Merlin, a powerful wizard and advisor to Arthur, emerged much later in the legends, transforming the narrative into one filled with magic and prophecy. The result? A hero's journey that captivates our imagination but distances us from the raw truths of the historical context. Moreover, the search for Arthur's bones and the legends surrounding his life lead to questions about our beliefs in general. The existence of a grave in Glastonbury claimed to hold Arthur's remains further fueled the mythos. However, archaeological evidence is scarce, and many skeptics argue that this was simply a ploy by monks to attract pilgrims to their abbey. The controversy surrounding the authenticity of such sites underscores the significance of skepticism in the field of archaeology. How do we discern genuine relics from fabrications meant to captivate the public's imaginations? The question of myth versus reality extends beyond Arthur himself. It invites us to consider how history is written and remembered. The legends of Arthur serve not only as narratives of heroism, but also as reflections of societal values, fears, and aspirations. The stories can teach us about the human condition, revealing truths that resonate across time. As we peel back the layers of these myths, we find a fascinating interplay of culture, identity, and power. What's compelling is how the legends have adapted to reflect changing social norms. For instance, modern retellings often emphasize different themes, such as gender equality and personal agency, which were not necessarily present in the original tales. A rare fact you might find intriguing is that some contemporary Arthurian adaptations take great liberties with historical accuracy, showcasing Arthur as a more relatable and flawed character rather than an idealized hero. This evolution reflects our own struggles and aspirations, making the tales relevant to each new generation. The debate around Arthur's existence and the legend surrounding him invites us to ask deeper questions about the nature of storytelling itself. Myths can inspire, instruct, and unify, even if they contain elements of fabrication. By exploring the myths surrounding Arthur, we can better understand not only the past, but also our present. As we continue to investigate the stories of King Arthur, the enduring fascination with this legendary figure reminds us that history is never static. It evolves with our understanding, and in that evolution we find the stories that shape our identity as a culture. In conclusion, the myths surrounding King Arthur and the historical truths they obscure reveal a rich tapestry of human experience. The search for his bones is not just about unearthing relics, it's about exploring the essence of what it means to be human. Through these stories we connect with our past, challenge our present beliefs, and shape the future narratives that will be told. What other ancient relics are shrouded in mystery like Arthur's bones? When we think of legendary artifacts, the names Excalibur and the Holy Grail often spring to mind, but many other relics have fascinating backstories and significance that are just waiting to be uncovered. To start, let's dive into Excalibur, King Arthur's legendary sword. Most people think of it as a symbol of divine kingship, but the reality is much more layered. While the sword is often associated with Arthur, it has roots in earlier myths. For instance, in Welsh mythology, there's a sword called Camelot, which shares similar attributes. This makes us wonder, is Excalibur just a retelling of an even older story? This connection between different cultures highlights how myths can evolve, merging over time into new forms. One curious fact about Excalibur is that many believe it was given to Arthur by the Lady of the Lake, a mystical figure who symbolizes femininity and power in a male-dominated world. This notion raises intriguing questions about the balance of power in Arthurian legends. Who truly holds the authority in these tales? The man wielding the sword or or the woman who bestows it. This conflict of power dynamics adds depth to the narratives and prompts us to reconsider traditional gender roles within myths. Next, we move to the Holy Grail, perhaps one of the most sought-after relics in history. Often depicted as a chalice, it is said to have the miraculous power to heal and provide eternal youth. But here's the catch. Many scholars argue that the Grail may not have been a physical object at all. Some believe it represents a spiritual quest or enlightenment rather than a tangible item. This controversial idea pushes us to think critically about how we interpret sacred symbols in our lives. Are we searching for physical artifacts when what we truly seek is spiritual fulfillment? The origins of the Grail story are equally fascinating. The first known mention appears in the writings of Chrétien de Troyes in the 12th century, who described it as a vessel that held the blood of Christ. However, as the story spread, various interpretations emerged. It has morphed from a Christian relic into a symbol of personal quests for truth and meaning. This transformation highlights how stories adapt to societal needs, reflecting the desires of different generations. Another legendary relic that captures our imagination is the Philosopher's Stone. While it might not be directly linked to Arthurian legends, the search for this mythical object, said to have the ability to turn lead into gold and grant immortality, echoes the quests of King Arthur and his knights. The pursuit of the Philosopher's Stone embodies humanity's eternal desire for transformation and improvement. The fact that countless alchemists devoted their lives to seeking this stone underscores the lengths to which people will go in pursuit of knowledge and power. Then there's the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred object in Jewish tradition believed to hold the tablets of the Ten Commandments. The Ark has been the subject of countless quests and speculations throughout history, including in popular culture. The allure of finding the Ark is heightened by its supposed power and divine origins. However, much like King Arthur's bones, its current location remains a mystery, leading to various theories and adventures aimed at its discovery. Consider the Spear of Destiny, also known as the Holy Lance. According to legend, this spear was used by a Roman soldier to pierce the side of Jesus during the crucifixion. Throughout history, it has been attributed with various powers, including the ability to grant invincibility to its possessor. The search for the spear has sparked numerous expeditions and controversies, paralleling the quest for Arthur's relics and emphasizing how deeply embedded these artifacts are in our cultural consciousness. Moving forward, let's talk about the Stone of Scone, also known as the Stone of Destiny. Traditionally used in the coronation of Scottish kings, this stone holds significant historical and national importance. However, its storied past includes tales of theft, recovery, and even legends surrounding its supposed magical properties. This particular relic symbolizes the interplay between history and national identity, much like the figure of Arthur himself. The fascination with these relics continues to capture the imagination of treasure hunters and historians alike. Each relic, whether it's a sword, chalice, or stone, invites us to embark on our quests for meaning and truth. They resonate with the universal human desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. A rare fact about these artifacts is how they often intertwine with geography. For example, many of these relics are tied to specific locations that hold historical or spiritual significance. Glastonbury, Tintagel, and the other sites we've discussed are not just backdrops for stories. They play active roles in shaping the narratives. This relationship between location and legend invites us to explore how the physical world influences our understanding of myths. The enduring quest for these relics reveals our desire for connection, purpose, and perhaps even redemption. Just as the search for Arthur's bones continues, so too does the search for these other legendary artifacts. They serve as reminders of the stories that bind us to our past and inspire our futures. In conclusion, the tales of these legendary relics, much like the stories of King Arthur, illuminate the complex tapestry of human history and cultural identity. They remind us that while the physical remains may elude us, the stories they tell and the quests they inspire are very much alive. This quest for understanding reflects our own journeys as we navigate the intersection of history, myth, and the enduring human spirit. It's a question that unveils the fascinating intersection of history and innovation, opening new doors to understanding our past. Most people think archaeology is all about digging up artifacts, but the reality is that technology is revolutionizing how we explore our history without ever breaking ground. Imagine standing in a field that might hold the secrets of ancient civilizations, yet you don't have to disturb the soil. Thanks to ground-penetrating radar, GPR, archaeologists can survey sites before they even pick up a shovel. This technology sends radar pulses into the ground and detects the reflected signals, allowing researchers to create a detailed map of what lies beneath the surface. Strange, right? It's almost like having X-ray vision. This non-invasive method can reveal everything from buried structures to ancient roads, significantly enhancing our understanding of historical sites while preserving them for future study. One notable example is the use of GPR at the site of Tintagel Castle. This iconic location, often associated with King Arthur, has been a hotbed for archaeological interest. Utilize GPR to uncover evidence of a long-lost settlement that predates the castle itself. The ability to visualize underground features has reshaped our understanding of the site's significance, suggesting that Tintagel was a bustling hub long before Arthur's time. Imagine the stories hidden under centuries of soil, waiting to be revealed. However, the the application of technology in archaeology doesn't stop there. Innovations in dating methods have provided archaeologists with new tools to pinpoint when artifacts were created or when events occurred. Radiocarbon dating, for instance, measures the decay of carbon-14 in organic materials. This technique allows researchers to determine the age of artifacts found at historical sites with remarkable accuracy. But here's where it gets intriguing. Many people think radiocarbon dating can only be used on wood or bones, but the reality is much broader. It can also be applied to textiles, seeds, and even some ceramics. This expanded range of applications means that researchers can gain insights into a wider variety of artifacts, painting a richer picture of the past. A recent study even used radiocarbon dating to analyze the remains of a woolly mammoth, providing critical data on the timeline of human migration. In addition to GPR and radiocarbon dating, advanced imaging technologies such as 3D scanning and photogrammetry have become game changers in the field. And these techniques create precise digital models of artifacts and sites, allowing historians and archaeologists to study them in detail without risking damage to the originals. Imagine being able to rotate and examine a delicate Roman vase from every angle without ever touching it. Moreover, these 3D models can be shared globally, making education and research more accessible. For instance, a museum can digitally replicate its collection, allowing people from around the world to explore ancient artifacts as if they were standing right in front of them. This democratization of knowledge opens new avenues for understanding history and engages a broader audience in archaeological efforts. The role of drones in archaeology also deserves mention. While most people associate drones with photography or delivery services, they are increasingly being used to survey large archaeological sites. Drones equipped with high-resolution cameras can capture detailed aerial images, revealing structures and features that may be difficult to see from the ground. For instance, drones have been used to map ancient Maya cities in Central America, helping researchers uncover previously unknown structures hidden under dense jungle foliage. This method not only saves time, but also allows archaeologists to cover vast areas without the labor-intensive processes of traditional survey. But technology in archaeology isn't just about enhancing methods, it's also about collaboration. Our archaeology often involves multidisciplinary teams that include geologists, historians, and even computer scientists. By pooling expertise, these teams can develop innovative approaches to questions that have puzzled scholars for generations. This collaboration fosters a more holistic understanding of sites and artifacts, merging scientific rigor with historical analysis. Of course, as exciting as these advancements are, they come with their own set of challenges. The increased reliance on technology raises questions about data interpretation and authenticity. For example, while GPR can provide detailed images of what lies beneath the surface, interpreting those images can be subjective. It requires a skilled eye and experience to distinguish between natural formations and human-made structures. Additionally, the integration of technology can sometimes overshadow traditional archaeological practices. While innovations have improved efficiency and accuracy, the hands-on experience of digging and examining artifacts remains invaluable. After all, the tactile experience of uncovering a piece of history can be as profound as any high-tech gadget. As we reflect on the technological advancements shaping archaeology, we must also consider the ethical implications. Who gets to decide which sites to excavate? What happens to artifacts once they are discovered? These questions underscore the importance of responsible archaeological practices and the need to engage local communities in the conversation. The impact of technology on archaeology is profound and exciting, transforming how we explore and understand the past. Each advancement not only reveals new facets of history, but also invites us to consider our role in preserving it. Ongoing quest for King Arthur's bones, alongside other legendary relics, highlights our desire to connect with our heritage and understand the stories that shape our world. In conclusion, the integration of modern technology into archaeology represents a thrilling chapter in our exploration of history. From non-invasive surveying techniques to 3D modeling and collaborative efforts, these tools enhance our understanding and appreciation of the past. As we continue to seek out the stories behind legendary relics, we can be grateful for the innovations that help us uncover the truth. The quest is far from over, and each new discovery reminds us of the intricate tapestry that connects us to those who came before us. What hoaxes have emerged in the search for King Arthur's relics? This question leads us into a labyrinth of deception, intrigue, and the quest for authenticity in archaeology. Most people think that the pursuit of historical truth is straightforward, but the reality is far more complicated and often littered with fakes and scams that blur the lines between legend and reality. Let's begin with one of the most notorious hoaxes in Arthurian lore, the so-called discovery of King Arthur's grave at Glastonbury Abbey in 1191. And when monks claimed to have unearthed a grave marked by a stone inscribed with Arthur's name, the announcement sent shockwaves through medieval society. But what if I told you that this discovery was potentially more of a publicity stunt than an archaeological breakthrough? In a time when Glastonbury was striving to enhance its reputation as a center of Christian pilgrimage, the claim brought visitors and donations flooding in. The strange fact here? Same monks later found the grave of Guinevere, Arthur's queen, further solidifying their financial windfall. fall. This raises an important question. How do we measure the authenticity of such claims? The Glastonbury discovery sparked an avalanche of interest in Arthurian legends, but it also ignited debates among historians about the credibility of evidence presented by those with a vested interest. The monks were not merely chroniclers of history, they were participants in a narrative that benefited them. The lesson here is crucial. Always consider the motives behind historical claims. A little skepticism can lead us to a deeper understanding of the past. The hoaxes don't stop there. In the 19th century, an artifact known as the Grail of King Arthur surfaced, purportedly belonging to the legendary king himself. It was a beautiful chalice, encrusted with jewels, that captured the imagination of many. However, it was later revealed to be a cleverly crafted forgery. The individual responsible for this fraud used a mix of medieval design and modern crafting techniques to create something that seemed genuine at first glance. This incident highlights a controversial point. Not all that glitters is gold, and even the most alluring artifacts can be deceptive. And there's the Yorkshire stone hoax in the 1970s, where a group of amateur archaeologists claimed to have found a stone bearing inscriptions related to Arthur. They argued it was evidence of Arthurian activities in Britain, but their claims were quickly debunked. The peculiar twist: the stone was eventually shown to be a piece of modern art, meant to parody the very fascination with Arthurian legend that it exploited. It was a bizarre intersection of art and archaeology, leaving many to question how easily the line can be crossed in the pursuit of fame or notoriety. These hoaxes reveal the complexities of archaeological discoveries. Each false claim raises questions about the authenticity of the artifacts and the reliability of the individuals presenting them. The consequences of these deceptions can be far-reaching, affecting not just the perception of Arthurian history, but also the credibility of legitimate archaeological research. Trust in the authenticity of historical artifacts is crucial for both scholars and enthusiasts alike. So, how do we navigate through this tangled web of deceit? Understanding the motives behind claims is essential. Always ask yourself, who benefits from this discovery? By remaining skeptical and questioning the sources, we can protect ourselves from being misled. The desire for fame, fortune, or validation can drive individuals to fabricate stories or artifacts, obscuring the line between history and fiction. The impact of these hoaxes extends beyond mere intrigue. They shape our cultural narratives and influence how we perceive legends. Each deception contributes to a narrative that can diminish the credibility of genuine discoveries, but they also provide an opportunity for deeper discussions about the nature of history and memory. As we continue our exploration of Arthurian lore and the relics that surround it, we must keep in mind the lessons learned from these hoaxes. They serve as reminders that our understanding of history is not only shaped by what is discovered, but also by what is fabricated. By scrutinizing each claim and seeking authenticity, we become active participants in the ongoing dialogue about our past. In conclusion, the world of archaeological hoaxes in the search for King Arthur's relics underscores the importance of skepticism in historical inquiry. From the famous Glastonbury discovery to modern-day fabrications, each case reveals the complexities of authenticity in archaeology. Our journey into the past is fraught with challenges, but with careful examination and critical thinking, we can separate the truth from the fiction, allowing the real stories of our history to shine through. As we continue our search for King Arthur's legacy, let's remain vigilant against deception, for in the quest for truth, every detail counts. Why are myths like King Arthur's significant to cultures worldwide? The profound impact of storytelling on human societies. Most people think that myths are mere tales spun for entertainment, but the reality is that they are deeply embedded in the fabric of our cultures, shaping our identities and values in ways we often overlook. Imagine walking through a bustling medieval village, where tales of King Arthur and his legendary knights echo through the streets. These stories served as more than just entertainment. They were moral compasses for society, offering lessons on bravery, loyalty, and honor. The legends of Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table not only inspired a sense of chivalry, but also provided a framework for understanding justice and the ideal of leadership. In a world often filled with chaos, these myths offered hope and a vision of what could be achieved through virtue and camaraderie. Now, consider this. While King Arthur is often portrayed as the quintessential hero, the legends surrounding him are also filled with complex characters who represent the duality of human nature. Take Lancelot, for example. His story embodies the conflict between love and loyalty. Most people admire him for his valiant deeds, yet many fail to recognize that his love for Guinevere ultimately leads to tragic consequences for Camelot. This duality is not just a narrative device. It reflects the moral ambiguities we face in our own lives, prompting audiences to ponder their values and decisions. Throughout history, myths have served as vessels of cultural identity. In many cultures, they provide a shared heritage that connects generations. The Arthurian legends have transcended their origins, becoming a symbol of British identity. As these stories evolved, they incorporated elements from various cultures, showcasing the blending of ideas and values. This amalgamation speaks to the universality of human experience, demonstrating that while we may come from different backgrounds, we grapple with similar themes of love, loss, and the search for meaning. Here's a curious fact. The Arthurian legends have been adapted and reinterpreted interpreted in countless forms, from medieval literature to modern films and television series. Each retelling reflects the values and issues of the time, allowing the myths to remain relevant across centuries. Yet, this adaptability can also lead to controversy. Some argue that modern adaptations dilute the original meanings, while others celebrate the evolution of these tales as a testament to their enduring power. As we dive deeper into the significance of myths, let's examine how they influence our cultural narratives. They often serve as cautionary tales, highlighting the consequences of hubris, betrayal, and moral failure. The tragic fall of Camelot is a prime example, illustrating that even the greatest of heroes can falter. This aspect resonates with audiences, reminding us that imperfection is a shared human trait. The allure of myth also extends to the concept of heroism. King Arthur represents the archetype of the noble leader, yet the reality of leadership is fraught with challenges. The narratives encourage us to reflect on our own leaders and their qualities. Are they brave? Do they uphold justice? In a world where the ideals of leadership are frequently challenged, these stories inspire discussions about the qualities we value in our leaders and ourselves. In examining the importance of myths in culture, it's essential to consider their psychological impact. Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, suggested that myths tap into the collective unconscious, revealing universal truths and archetypes that resonate with people across cultures. The hero's journey, as exemplified by Arthur, serves as a blueprint for personal growth and self-discovery. This framework encourages individuals to confront their challenges and strive for greatness, making myths not just stories but pathways to personal transformation. Interestingly, myths also connect us to our shared human experience, transcending geographical boundaries. The stories of King Arthur have inspired similar legends in other cultures, such as the tales of Hercules in Greece and Beowulf in Scandinavia. These parallels highlight common themes in the human experience: struggles against evil, quests for honor, and the pursuit of love, reminding us that we are more alike than different. In conclusion, the significance of myths like King Arthur's lies in their ability to reflect our values, challenge our beliefs, and connect us to our shared humanity. They inspire us to think critically about our lives and the world around us, prompting introspection and dialogue. As we continue to explore the realms of legend and lore, let us recognize the power of storytelling in shaping our cultures, identities, and understanding of the human experience. The quest for meaning, connection, and understanding is timeless, and through these myths we can navigate the complexities of life together. What hoaxes have emerged in the search for King Arthur's relics? This question leads us into a fascinating realm of deception, intrigue, and the quest for authenticity in archaeology. Most people think that historical discoveries are always rooted in fact, but the reality is that many high-profile archaeological finds have turned out to be elaborate hoaxes, casting doubt on what we believe to be true. Picture this: a medieval monk stands in a dusty abbey, meticulously crafting a story about King Arthur's final resting place. In 1191, monks at Glastonbury Abbey claimed they had discovered Arthur's grave, complete with a lead cross inscribed with his name. This revelation caused a sensation, attracting pilgrims and treasure seekers alike. But beneath the surface of this legendary find lies a tale riddled with controversy and skepticism. Did they really uncover the grave of a king, or was it a calculated move to draw attention and funds to their abbey? As we delve deeper into this narrative, consider the controversial notion that some archaeological hoaxes are created out of a desire to boost tourism or enhance cultural identity. The Glastonbury case serves as a prime example. The monks had a motive: to elevate the status of their abbey and increase its significance in the eyes of the public. However, the implications of such actions are profound. They challenge our understanding of what constitutes historical truth and reveal how easily the past can be manipulated for present gain. Strangely enough, hoaxes in archaeology are not just confined to the Middle Ages. In the 19th century, a notorious fraud known as the Piltdown Man was presented as the missing link between humans and apes. Though this discovery was hailed as a groundbreaking find until it was exposed as a combination of a human skull and an orangutan jawbone. The fallout from this hoax shook the scientific community and revealed how human biases and desires for validation can cloud judgment. Now let's examine the ramifications of these hoaxes on public perception. When a famous discovery turns out to be false, it doesn't just tarnish the reputations of those involved, it also casts doubt on genuine archaeological efforts. The fallout can lead to a broader skepticism about historical narratives and a reluctance to accept new findings, which ultimately hampers our understanding of the past. Each hoax raises essential questions about authenticity in archaeology. How can we determine the validity of a find? What methods are in place to verify discoveries before they are presented to the public? Today's archaeologists employ a variety of scientific techniques, including radiocarbon dating and DNA analysis, to authenticate their finds. But the shadow of past deceptions reminds us that we must remain vigilant and critical, questioning the narratives we encounter. Moreover, the existence of these hoaxes highlights the importance of skepticism in historical inquiry. While it's natural to be captivated by extraordinary tales, we must approach them with a critical mindset. History is a complex tapestry, and beneath every story lies the potential for distortion. Embracing skepticism allows us to appreciate the nuances of history while remaining open to new discoveries. As we reflect reflect on the significance of these archaeological hoaxes, consider how they shape our cultural narratives. Myths and legends are often rooted in historical events, but when those events are manipulated or fabricated, it complicates our understanding of cultural identity. The legends surrounding King Arthur, once considered sacred, become vulnerable to reinterpretation and skepticism. Interestingly, many modern adaptations of the Arthurian legends touch upon themes of deception and authenticity. In contemporary literature and film, characters grapple with the implications of their actions and the truth behind their stories. This exploration reflects our ongoing fascination with the fine line between myth and reality, urging us to question the narratives we accept as true. In conclusion, the search for King Arthur's relics has not only captured the imagination of historians and treasure hunters, but also led to a landscape filled with hoaxes and fabrications. These tales serve as cautionary reminders of the complexities inherent in historical inquiry. While the allure of discovery is undeniable, we must approach our understanding of the past with both wonder and skepticism. The journey through history is fraught with challenges, but by embracing critical thinking, we can better navigate the intricate tapestry of truth and myth. So the next time you hear a legend, remember to ask, what lies beneath the surface? How have King Arthur's tales influenced modern culture? Most people think that these legends are just ancient stories meant for entertainment, but the reality is that they have shaped our modern narratives, beliefs, and even our identity. The tales of King Arthur, Camelot, and the Knights of the Round Table resonate deeply within our collective consciousness, echoing themes that still hold significance today. Let's start with a fascinating tidbit. The story of King Arthur has been adapted into more than 500 different films, television shows, and books. This incredible number demonstrates the timeless nature of the legends and their ability to captivate audiences across generations. But what exactly makes these stories so appealing? At their core, Arthurian legends explore universal themes such as heroism, loyalty, and the quest for justice. These themes are not just relics of the past. They continue to inspire contemporary storytelling and resonate in our daily lives. Take a moment to consider how often you encounter references to Arthurian legends in pop culture. From the iconic Disney film The Sword in the Stone to the gritty BBC series Merlin, the stories are everywhere, each adaptation offering a unique twist while preserving the essence of the original tales. This adaptability speaks to their relevance. As society evolves, so too do the interpretations of these legends. For instance, many modern adaptations focus on the struggles of the characters, portraying them as flawed and relatable, rather than just mythical heroes. This approach invites audiences to engage with the characters on a personal level, leading to a deeper emotional connection. Yet, as we explore these adaptations, a strange fact emerges. Despite being rooted in medieval tradition, many contemporary interpretations are infused with modern sensibilities and issues, such as gender equality, environmentalism, and social justice. For example, the portrayal of female characters has evolved significantly. In earlier retellings, women often played secondary roles, primarily as love interests or damsels in distress. Today, adaptations like Merlin and the Once and Future King offer strong, complex female characters who are integral to the stories. This shift not only reflects changing societal values, but also enriches the narrative, making it more relevant to today's audience. The legends of King Arthur also extend their influence beyond entertainment into the realm of literature and education. Many authors draw inspiration from Arthurian themes to tackle complex social issues, using the backdrop of Camelot to explore topics such as power dynamics, morality, and the nature of leadership. Writers like T.H. White, whose The Once and Future King is a staple of modern literature, infuse their works with commentary on contemporary society while weaving in the fabric of Arthurian legend. Controversially, some critics argue that the romanticization of Arthurian legends can lead to unrealistic expectations about heroism and leadership. They contend that the tales may create a mythic ideal that sets people up for disappointment in real-world leaders and heroes. This perspective challenges audiences to differentiate between the aspirational qualities of characters like King Arthur and the more complex nature of actual historical figures. The conversation about what it means to be a hero in our modern world is essential, and Arthurian legends provide a fertile ground for these discussions. In education, the impact of King Arthur's tales is evident as well. Many literature courses incorporate Arthurian legends to examine themes of chivalry and ethics, prompting students to consider how these ancient narratives reflect contemporary values. This academic engagement fosters critical thinking and encourages students to draw parallels between the past and present, highlighting the enduring relevance of these myths in shaping cultural and moral frameworks. Another captivating aspect of the cultural impact of Arthurian legends lies in their ability to foster community and identity. For many, these stories provide a sense of belonging, a connection to a shared cultural heritage. Festivals, reenactments, and societies dedicated to the study of Arthurian legend attract enthusiasts eager to celebrate their love for these tales. These gatherings cultivate a sense of camaraderie, allowing individuals to immerse themselves in a world where the ideals of courage and honor are celebrated. As we navigate this landscape, consider the rare fact that the legend of King Arthur has been linked to real historical locations. For example, the legendary Camelot is often associated with Cadbury Castle in Somerset, England, England. This connection adds a layer of intrigue, blurring the lines between myth and history. The desire to uncover the truth behind these legends propels further exploration and appreciation of the rich tapestry of stories that define our cultural identity. Ultimately, the cultural impact of the Arthurian legends invites us to reflect on our values, aspirations, and the stories we choose to tell. They remind us that while the heroes of old may be cloaked in myth, the essence of their journeys resonates in our own lives. As we face contemporary challenges, we can draw inspiration from these timeless tales, learning from the triumphs and failures of characters who navigate the complexities of honor, loyalty, and sacrifice. In conclusion, the stories of King Arthur and his knights continue to shape our modern culture, weaving their way into literature, film, and societal values. They challenge us to reconsider our understanding of heroism, encourage critical thought about our leaders, and connect us to a shared narrative that transcends time. As we celebrate the legacy of King Arthur, let us embrace the lessons these legends impart, allowing them to inspire us in our own quests for justice, integrity, and meaning in a complex world. How do historians approach the challenge of uncovering the truth about King Arthur? Most people think that the legends surrounding Arthur are purely fictional tales, but the reality is much more complex and intriguing. Historians have long grappled with the distinction between fact and fiction in these narratives, seeking to understand the cultural and historical context in which they evolved. To start, it's fascinating to note that some historians believe Arthur may have been inspired by several historical figures rather than a single person. This idea adds layers of complexity to the quest for truth. Imagine piecing together a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces. Each piece might represent a different warrior or leader from the past, but the complete picture remains elusive. This multiplicity of influences complicates the narrative and raises questions about what we consider to be historical truth. At the core of a historian's methodology is the critical examination of sources. Most historians sift through a variety of documents, from ancient texts like Geoffrey of Monmouth's Historia Regum Britanniae to medieval chronicles, to extract information about Arthur and his legendary reign. These sources offer tantalizing glimpses into a time shrouded in mystery, but also present significant challenges. Many of these writings were created long after the events they describe, often blending fact with myth. It's here that historians must tread carefully, distinguishing between historical accounts and literary embellishments. For instance, Geoffrey's portrayal of Arthur presents him as a nearly mythical figure, a king who embodies the ideals of chivalry and valor. However, some argue that Geoffrey's writings were influenced by the political climate of his time, designed to promote a sense of national pride and identity. This perspective invites viewers to question the reliability of historical texts and the motivations behind their creation. Such analysis is crucial, as it helps us appreciate the nuances of how history is recorded and retold. A strange fact that might surprise you: the term historian itself didn't exist in the time of King Arthur. The study of history as a discipline only gained traction in the Renaissance, meaning that those chronicling events in Arthur's time had no formal framework for distinguishing between history and myth. This leads to the controversial point that while we revere historians today for their scholarly rigor, many chroniclers of the past were often poets or storytellers who blended fiction with their interpretations of real events. The art of storytelling was crucial, as it allowed them to preserve cultural values, beliefs, and morals through engaging narratives. The role of oral tradition cannot be understated either. Before being committed to writing, Arthurian legends were passed down through generations orally. This method of storytelling is inherently prone to change and adaptation. Each storyteller would infuse their personal experiences and local customs into the tale, which means that by the time these stories were recorded, they had evolved significantly. Historians must navigate this fluidity, recognizing that every retelling of Arthur's legend adds a layer of complexity to our understanding. The quest for historical truth becomes even more fascinating when we consider archaeological evidence. Excavations at sites like Tintagel Castle and Glastonbury Abbey provide tangible connections to the legends, suggesting that there might be some historical basis for the stories. However, the interpretations of these findings can vary widely. What one historian sees as definitive proof of Arthur's existence, another might view as mere coincidence. This debate is not only about Arthur, but reflects broader questions about how history is constructed and understood. However, historians often engage in a dialogue with contemporary issues, using Arthurian legends to comment on modern society. This connection offers a framework for historians to explore the relevance of these ancient stories in contemporary context. In doing so, they invite us to reflect on what it means to be a hero in our own lives, and how we can learn from the triumphs and failures of figures like Arthur. To add another layer of intrigue, consider this little-known fact: Arthurian legends were not only popular in Britain, but also gained traction across Europe, influencing tales from France to Germany. The character of Arthur transcended national borders, becoming a symbol of a collective European mythology. This interconnectedness shows how the legends adapted to various cultural contexts, further complicating the historian's task. As we examine the work of historians, we can see their critical role in shaping our understanding of King Arthur and his legends. They not only sift through historical texts, but also engage with the cultural narratives that have emerged over centuries. Their findings remind us that history is not just a collection of dates and events. It is a living living, breathing dialogue that evolves as new evidence emerges and societal values change. In conclusion, the exploration of King Arthur's legacy by historians is a dynamic and complex process. They navigate the murky waters of myth and reality, relying on critical thinking and careful analysis to separate fact from fiction. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of the past, we recognize the importance of these tales in shaping our cultural identity and values. In doing so, we not only preserve the legacy of King Arthur, but also enrich our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Why do people continue to be obsessed with King Arthur and his stories? Most think that interest in Arthurian legends is just a niche fascination for history buffs, but the reality is much broader and more profound. These tales resonate with our universal desire for meaning, adventure, and connection to the past. Let's start with the captivating nature of these legends. The very idea of a noble king, valorous knights, and epic quests sparks the imagination. Who doesn't want to believe in a hero who embodies bravery and integrity? Arthur's tales of Camelot, the Knights of the Round Table, and his magical sword Excalibur serve as archetypes that represent the best of humanity. They remind us that heroism is not just a concept from ancient times, it's a quality we can aspire to in our daily lives. Interestingly, Arthurian legends are not static, they evolve as they're retold. As each generation brings its interpretation, reflecting contemporary values and struggles. For instance, during the Victorian era, Arthur was reimagined as a symbol of British nationalism and moral righteousness. In modern adaptations, we often see a more flawed human Arthur who grapples with personal and societal dilemmas. This adaptability ensures that the legends remain relevant, echoing the challenges we face today. It begs the question, what does King Arthur represent to you personally? Delving deeper, the allure of Arthurian legends can also be tied to their settings. The mystical landscapes of Britain, filled with ancient castles, rolling hills, and fog-shrouded moors, serve as a backdrop for the narratives that fuel our imagination. Many fans have taken to visiting sites like Tintagel and Glastonbury, feeling a connection to history that transcends time. This pilgrimage to mythical locations fosters a sense of belonging and adventure, creating a tangible link to the past. Here's a strange fact to ponder. Many people claim to have experienced a sense of déjà vu while visiting these legendary sites, believing they may have lived during Arthur's time. This phenomenon raises intriguing questions about our perceptions of time and connection to history. Could these tales be more than just stories? Could they tap into a deeper collective memory? However, the fascination with King Arthur is not without its controversies. Some scholars argue that the legends are a form of escapism that distracts us from real-world issues. They claim that while it's enchanting to dream of chivalry and noble quests, we should focus on the complexities of our current society. This perspective challenges fans to consider whether their admiration for Arthur is merely a romanticized notion of heroism that doesn't hold up under the weight of reality. Adding another layer of complexity, the public's fascination with King Arthur can be traced back to how these legends reflect societal values. For instance, the themes of loyalty, betrayal, love, and sacrifice resonate across cultures and time periods. They invite audiences to explore the moral dilemmas faced by the characters, prompting them to reflect on their own values and choices. Are you living a life that embodies the noble qualities found in Arthurian tales, or are you merely an observer of these ideals? As we explore the cultural significance of King Arthur, it's also essential to recognize the impact of modern media on these legends. The prevalence of Arthurian themes in films, books, and television has introduced the stories to new audiences, ensuring their survival. From animated films to gritty adaptations, each interpretation breathes new life into the characters and narratives, creating a fresh dialogue around these ancient tales. Consider this little-known fact. The first recorded version of the Arthurian legend appeared in a 12th century French poem. Since then, the tales have spread globally, leading to adaptations that vary dramatically across cultures. In Japan, for instance, Arthurian themes have been integrated into anime, creating a unique fusion of storytelling traditions. This globalization of Arthur's legend highlights its universal appeal, demonstrating that the quest for meaning and adventure transcends geographical boundaries. The fascination with Arthurian legends extends beyond the stories themselves. It's also about community. Fans gather at conventions, participate in reenactments, and engage in discussions that keep the legends alive. These interactions foster a sense of belonging, allowing people to connect over shared interests and values. The communities formed around these legends remind us that our fascination with King Arthur is not merely an individual pursuit, but a collective experience. As we unpack the reasons behind the public's enduring fascination with King Arthur, we also confront a larger question. What does our obsession with such legends say about humanity? It reveals a deep-seated yearning for heroes in our lives. In an increasingly complex world, we seek figures who embody the qualities we aspire to and who navigate the challenges we face. Arthur, with all his virtues and flaws, provides a mirror for our aspirations and struggles. In summary, the fascination with King Arthur and his legends is a multifaceted phenomenon that speaks to our universal desire for adventure, meaning, and connection. From the enchanting landscapes of his tales to the complex moral dilemmas they present, Arthurian legends resonate across cultures and generations. They challenge us to reflect on our values, consider our roles as heroes heroes in our own lives and connect with others who share our interests. As we continue to explore and reinterpret these stories, we keep the spirit of King Arthur alive, ensuring that his legacy endures for future generations. How do historians approach the challenge of uncovering the truth about King Arthur? Most people think that historians simply recount tales from the past, but the reality is far more complex and nuanced. Historians face the difficult task of separating myth from reality, often working with incomplete records and fragmented evidence. To begin with, historians employ a critical methodology that combines various disciplines, literature, archaeology, and sociology, to sift through the layers of legend and find historical fact. They analyze medieval texts, scrutinize ancient manuscripts, and cross-reference archaeological findings to build a more comprehensive picture of Arthurian history. This meticulous approach helps them to ascertain which elements of the Arthurian narrative may have roots in historical events and which are purely mythological. Here's a curious fact. The very first mention of Arthur appears in a text known as Historia Britannicum, written by a monk named Nennius in the 9th century. Yet this text is so steeped in legend that discerning fact from fiction becomes a monumental task. As we explore the early writings about Arthur, we discover inconsistencies and embellishments that make it difficult to ascertain the truth. This revelation emphasizes the importance of historical context and the biases of the sources we rely on. One common controversy historians face is whether Arthur was a singular historical figure or a composite of several leaders from different eras. Some scholars argue that the stories of Arthur may draw from various Celtic leaders, while others believe Arthur represents an idealized king, one who embodies the virtues of nobility, bravery, and honor. This ongoing debate highlights the complexities in constructing historical narratives and the role of collective memory in shaping our understanding of figures like Arthur. Moreover, historians often grapple with the romanticization of Arthurian legends throughout the centuries. The tales have evolved from their original context to fit the cultural values and ideologies of different periods. For example, during the Victorian era, Arthur was often portrayed as a symbol of British imperialism and moral virtue, reflecting contemporary attitudes of that time. This transformation invites us to consider how our perception of Arthur has been influenced by historical circumstances and cultural shifts. A lesser-known fact that may surprise you is that the character of Merlin, often associated with Arthur, has his origins in older mythological traditions that predate the Arthurian legends. Some scholars believe Merlin is derived from the Welsh god Myrddin, a figure who was connected to nature and had prophetic abilities. This crossover from mythology to literature showcases how intertwined different narratives can be and how they contribute to the larger tapestry of Arthurian lore. As historians attempt to uncover the truth about Arthur, they face the challenge of engaging with the public's fascination with the myth. While academic rigor is essential, there's also a desire to connect with audiences who yearn for the enchantment and adventure of the legends. Historians must navigate this delicate balance, ensuring their findings are both informative and compelling. Another intriguing aspect of the historical examination is the role of folklore. Local legends and oral traditions often offer valuable insights into how communities viewed Arthur and his knights. Folklore provides a lens through which we can understand the values and fears of the society from which these stories emerged. This connection between history and culture reinforces the idea that legends like Arthur are not merely tales but reflections of the collective psyche. To further illustrate the complexity of uncovering the truth about Arthur, consider the impact of archaeological discoveries. Findings at sites such as Tintagel and Glastonbury have ignited debates among historians about the potential for Arthur's existence. Are these locations mere mythological constructs, or could they be rooted in historical fact? Each discovery adds a new layer of intrigue and fuels the quest for understanding. Ultimately, historians play a crucial role in unraveling the intricacies of the Arthurian legend. They must remain vigilant against sensationalism while acknowledging the allure of the myths. By employing critical analysis, engaging with folklore, and embracing interdisciplinary approaches, they work to illuminate the truth behind the legend, ensuring that King Arthur's story continues to captivate and inspire future generations. As we delve into the legacy of Arthur, we must reflect on how the stories we tell shape our understanding of history and the ideals we aspire to. Each retelling, each scholarly debate brings us closer to comprehending not just the figure of Arthur, but also the values that continue to resonate within our culture today. What other legendary figures have inspired similar searches for relics? Most people think that only King Arthur captures the imagination when it comes to legendary quests, but the reality is that countless other figures have sparked treasure hunts and archaeological inquiries. Each of these figures, like Arthur, embodies cultural values, ideals, and yes, mysteries that captivate the public's imagination. Take, for instance, Robin Hood. While he might not be hunting for bones, the search for the real Robin Hood, much like the quest for Arthur, raises compelling questions. Was he a real person or merely a composite of various historical outlaws? The tales of Robin Hood have evolved over time, with the legendary hero representing justice and resistance against tyranny. Much like Arthur, scholars have debated various locations, such as Sherwood Forest, as potential havens for this elusive figure. In fact, there's an interesting theory that Robin Hood may have originated from a combination of several historical outlaws, including the figure of a nobleman who fell from grace. Moving on to Hercules, we encounter another fascinating legend. Hercules, the demigod of Greek mythology, was celebrated for his superhuman feats, which were often rooted in real ancient practices and heroic figures. Archaeological efforts have sought to find artifacts related to his legendary 12 labors, from the Nemean lion to the golden apples of Hesperides. While some may dismiss these quests as mere fanciful pursuits, the intersection of mythology and history provides valuable insights into ancient cultures and their values. Then there's the search for the Holy Grail, a relic that has captured hearts and minds for centuries. The Grail's origins lie in both Christian and pre-Christian mythologies, suggesting it symbolizes divine grace, purity, and the quest for knowledge. Legends claim that the Grail offers miraculous powers or eternal life, sparking countless quests from medieval knights to modern treasure hunters. The intrigue around this artifact reveals how a single relic can inspire numerous interpretations and even influence modern literature and film, akin to the enduring tales of King Arthur. Interestingly, the connection between these legendary figures often reflects deeper cultural themes, such as heroism, sacrifice, and the pursuit of ideals. As you look at each of these stories, they not only offer adventure, but also serve as reflections of societal values. In our quest for relics, we uncover much about ourselves, our hopes, fears, and aspirations. Why does society continue to romanticize these figures? The answer often lies in the human desire for connection. The stories of these legendary figures resonate across generations, providing a sense of continuity and identities. They allow people to explore themes of bravery, justice, and integrity, giving us role models to aspire to even in a world that seems increasingly complex and chaotic. Did you know that some researchers have traced the legend of King Arthur to pre-Christian Celtic myths, intertwining it with the search for other legendary artifacts? This melding of history and myth can often blur the lines, raising compelling questions about authenticity and the human need to create narratives that connect us to the past. As we explore these legendary figures and their relics, we find that each search, whether for Arthur's bones, the Grail, or Robin Hood's hiding place, reflects our quest for understanding in a world filled with uncertainty. These figures and their stories serve not only as entertainment, but also as lenses through which we can view our own cultures and values. The ongoing fascination with these legends fuels the imagination of historians and archaeologists alike, prompting them to dig deeper into the past and uncover the stories that shape our understanding of who we are. Each quest is a reminder that the search for truth is often as captivating as the legends themselves. In conclusion, the intertwining tales of figures like King Arthur, Robin Hood, Hercules, and the quest for the Holy Grail highlight humanity's enduring fascination with myth and history. These searches inspire not just scholars but all of us, reminding us that the past continues to influence the present in ways we often overlook. As we dig into these stories, we uncover layers of meaning that connect us across time and culture, enriching our understanding of the world around us. How will the search for King Arthur's bones shape future historical inquiries? Most people think that the legend of King Arthur has been fully explored, but the reality is that each discovery prompts more questions than answers, inspiring future generations of historians and archaeologists. As new technologies and methodologies emerge, the possibilities for uncovering Arthur's legacy expand dramatically. At the heart of this ongoing quest lies the legend itself. King Arthur, a figure shrouded in mystery, represents not just a mythical king, but also a reflection of the values and aspirations of the society that created him. For instance, Arthur's character encapsulates ideals such as chivalry, bravery, and unity, which resonate deeply with contemporary audiences. As historians delve deeper into the legend, they not only explore the historical context of Arthur's time, but also consider how these values continue to shape modern culture. Interestingly, the study of King Arthur's legend is not limited to the British Isles. Scholars across the globe are fascinated by the ways Arthurian tales have influenced literature, art, and popular culture in various societies. This worldwide interest sparks interdisciplinary collaborations among historians, literary critics, and even filmmakers, who are all eager to contribute to the ever-evolving narrative surrounding King Arthur. For instance, adaptations of Arthurian legends in films like Excalibur and Monty Python and the Holy Grail reveal how these stories can be reinterpreted to reflect modern societal issues while keeping the essence of the legend intact. One might also wonder how technological advancements will impact future searches for Arthur's relics. Innovations such as ground-penetrating radar, satellite imaging, and advanced dating techniques have revolutionized archaeological practices. These tools enable researchers to identify potential excavation sites without disturbing the ground, reducing the risk of damaging historical artifacts. For example, recent studies utilizing these technologies in locations like Tintagel Castle have uncovered evidence of extensive trade and cultural exchanges during the time attributed to Arthur, reshaping our understanding of the period. As we look ahead, the quest for Arthur's bones will likely involve not just traditional archaeology, but also a broader cultural analysis. The narrative surrounding Arthur will continue to evolve, influenced by new discoveries and changing societal values. This interplay between myth and history serves serves as a reminder of our collective human experience, how stories can transcend time and place, offering insights into who we are and what we believe. Let's consider how this fascination with Arthur and related legends can lead to further inquiries into other historical figures and artifacts. Legends such as those surrounding Robin Hood or Hercules inspire similar quests, fueling public interest and academic research. Each of these figures represents a unique set of cultural values and myths that reveal much about the societies that produced them. For example, the Robin Hood legend, which centers on themes of justice and equity, has inspired countless adaptations and reinterpretations over the years. The enduring appeal of Robin Hood speaks to a universal desire for justice in the face of tyranny. Scholars have sought to connect historical outlaws to Robin Hood, sparking debates about the nature of heroism and the moral implications of his actions. This kind of inquiry illustrates how legends can serve as a lens through which we examine social justice, ethics, and morality. Moreover, examining Hercules' myth offers valuable insights into the human condition and societal ideals of strength, bravery, and resilience. Hercules represents not just physical prowess, but also the struggle against personal and external challenges. As such, future research may explore how Hercules' trials parallel contemporary issues faced by individuals and communities today, further enriching our understanding of these enduring myths. The search for legendary relics, whether they be Arthur's bones, Robin Hood's bow, or the golden apples of Hercules, unearths more than just physical artifacts. These searches prompt discussions about the significance of these figures in shaping cultural identities and values across generations. As we delve into these inquiries, we can anticipate that the stories will continue to adapt, reflecting the concerns and aspirations of each new generation. In conclusion, the quest for King Arthur's legacy will undoubtedly continue to inspire and shape future historical inquiries. As scholars and enthusiasts alike strive to uncover the truths behind the legends, we will gain deeper insights into not just the past, but also the present. This ongoing journey reminds us that history is not a stagnant record of events, but a vibrant tapestry of narratives that inform our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. The future is rich with possibilities for exploration and discovery, ensuring that the legends of King Arthur and his contemporaries will remain relevant and captivating for years to come. The journey into the world of legendary figures like King Arthur is far from over. The search for Arthur's bones leads us into a rich tapestry of myth and history, encouraging us to explore related legends that have sparked curiosity and excitement throughout the ages. Consider Robin Hood, the outlaw hero who robs from the rich to give to the poor. This legend captures themes of justice and rebellion against tyranny, making it a story that resonates with people across generations. Interestingly, many historians believe Robin Hood may have been inspired by actual figures from history, perhaps even a real outlaw from the medieval period. This connection invites questions about the nature of heroism and the societal values that shape these legends. Similarly, Hercules stands out in mythology as the quintessential hero, known for his incredible strength and for completing the 12 labors. His stories reflect human struggles and the quest for redemption, revealing the complexities of character that resonate with our own experiences. As we explore Hercules, we see how the themes of resilience and overcoming adversity connect to the human experience, inviting parallels to modern-day challenges. Thus, exploring these related legends deepens our understanding of how cultural narratives develop and how they reflect the values of the societies that create them. For example, the shared motifs of bravery and justice in Robin Hood and King Arthur's tales highlight a common desire for moral clarity and righteousness in a chaotic world. This cross-examination not only enriches our appreciation of the legends, but also enhances our comprehension of the cultural fabric from which they arise. Digging deeper, we encounter a myriad of treasure hunts that have sprung up around these legends, captivating treasure seekers and adventurers alike. These quests for relics often lead to surprising discoveries and further exploration of local histories. Communities celebrate their connections to these myths, whether it's through festivals, literature, or tourism, further embedding these legends into the cultural psyche. A little-known fact is that some places claim to have links to multiple legends. For instance, Sherwood Forest. This geographic overlap fuels interest in local lore and invites visitors to engage with history in a dynamic way. As we dissect these stories and their implications, we also observe how modern interpretations have shifted their meanings. Films, literature, and television shows have adapted these tales, bringing them to contemporary audiences while infusing them with current social issues. This adaptability showcases the legend's enduring relevance and the human need to connect with stories that echo our values and struggles. In examining related legends, we also recognize that the search for their origins is often riddled with challenges. Debates arise about historical accuracy versus mythological embellishment. For instance, while many claim to have identified real-life inspirations for Robin Hood, definitive evidence remains elusive. This ambiguity creates room for speculation, storytelling, and even skepticism regarding the reliability of historical sources. The allure of these legends invites a deeper exploration into their impact on societal values and cultural identity. A repeated retelling and reinterpretation of stories like those of Arthur and Robin Hood reflect our ongoing fascination with ideals of heroism, justice, and the fight against oppression. They resonate with the timeless struggles humanity faces, connecting us across time and space. This exploration is not merely academic, it has practical implications. For scholars and enthusiasts alike, understanding these legends aids in grasping the historical contexts from which they emerged. It fosters an appreciation for the interplay between history and myth, challenging us to consider how these narratives shape collective memories and cultural consciousness. In conclusion, the related legends of King Arthur, Robin Hood, and Hercules serve as vibrant examples of how stories can transcend time, influencing generations. The ongoing search for their truths and the treasures associated with them reveal the layers of meaning embedded within our cultural heritage. As we continue to unravel these narratives, we not only pay homage to the past, but also enrich our understanding of the present. The connections forged through these legendary tales remind us of our shared humanity and the enduring power of storytelling. If you enjoyed this epic journey, please subscribe to our channel for more thrilling historical tales. Don't miss out on new videos. Hit the notification bell to stay updated.